Hey fam, welcome to MIKEroaggress'd Tuesday. I am so excited. Lots of you guys have asked me to bring these awesome ladies on. Welcome to the channel from the Panic Button podcast, Jesse and Nina.
Hi, thanks for having us.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good. I hope I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm mistaken about this. I think somehow you guys are the first lesbians I've had on.
Ooh, that's awesome. Hell
I don't know
yeah.
how that's possible.
They always used to say that gays and lesbians hated each other, but I think that we're actually friends.
I think we've come together. I think it
Yeah,
used to be that
absolutely.
way back in the day, and now we see the alternative. We see how much worse other people are.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe we're not that bad.
Oh no. I mean, I've always had gay friends. I love gay guys. They're fun, absolutely life of the party.
See, I like lesbians better than gay men. I'm very homophobic when it comes to gay men.
I think there's a bias because I hate most lesbians more than gay men.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I was a lesbian. I feel like I'm a lesbian on the inside.
I get that. Yeah, no, lesbians are kind of bitches a lot of the time, just generally speaking. Always woke too, like 90% of them still.
But they identify as queer.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Which of the letters do you think is the least woke at this point?
The gays.
The L's and the
gay men?
G's.
I think it's
Yeah.
the gays.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think a lot of lesbians are waking up because they're seeing how much they're being encroached upon.
Those like old school butch dykes, they know what they're looking for, you know.
By the way, hi to all of our beautiful chat friends: B, Hope, Justin, Dylan, Maddie, Unit, Chris, everybody. Send in your super chats if you guys feel so inclined, and subscribe to all our stuff. So ladies, for people who are seeing you for the first time, what is your sort of villain origin story? I think so. I'm sort of a new subscriber to you guys. I think you were both on the left at one point, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes, we were.
So our channel is two lesbians. She's a millennial. I'm Gen Z. She's 40. I'm 25. And we're just sharing our perspective on why we no longer agree with the left.
I love it. So wait, okay, I have one burning question that I've been wondering the entire time I've been watching you guys. You probably get this a lot. So are you lesbians like together?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking I ship you guys, and if you're gonna say you're just friends, I would be very disappointed.
We get a lot of that in the comments too. We kind of like talked about it in one or two videos, and ever since then we just kind of just let it go. But yeah, we've been together for about 3 years now. We kind of just started talking about this, and eventually she was like, "You want to get in front of a camera?" So we did that, and you know, ever since then, it's just been craziness after craziness. So there's always something to fucking talk about.
I love it so much. So when did your sort of political awakening happen in terms of you guys being together? Did you start and you were both on the left? Did you kind of switch around the same time? Did you argue a lot and beat the shit out of each other like lesbians do?
No. We're not physical lesbians like that. But I will probably like 6 months to 8 months in, we started talking about it.
Yeah, something like that.
It was the women getting beaten up in their own sports was something that was predominantly pushed. Nina's someone who was, I believe, exploring more of the rights content before I was.
Yeah.
I was what they'd call like politically ambiguous. I just didn't really care at that point.
You're politically bisexual.
Yeah, I was open to interpretation, and I still kind of am. I'm very much like, I'm pretty center-minded. I just want peace, equality, happiness, and I don't want men in my bathroom who are threatening to me. Like, it's pretty simple. But she started showing me a lot of content that was very eye-opening. I had Republican parents anyways, but
yeah,
she definitely introduced me to a little bit of what was wrong, because there's a lot of things that are wrong with the left.
Yeah, I started noticing the left craziness during COVID. The It's Ma'am guy.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah,
one of the greatest of all times.
That was the one that kind of made me be like, is this is really happening? What? And it just kind of snowballed and got worse and worse and worse. The woke thing and the gender identity ideology just kind of took over, and it started to absolutely infuriate me. And I used to watch The View a lot, and I started disagreeing with them. And so I was trying to find other media sources that I agreed with. And I stumbled on people like Megyn Kelly and Peter Boghossian. Dave Rubin.
Yes.
Yeah. Just a lot of even Tim Pool. A lot of different content creators that are, some of them are right wing, but I'd say some of them are more moderate.
But you still watch things. She watches both sides of the media just to kind of balance out. We'll watch like Phil DeFranco, and she'll get pissed as hell watching the whole thing.
You know what's funny? Maybe it's just that I was very far left or something, but when I first started waking up, I would watch him, and he was like the most conservative person I would watch. Like, he was considered based back then, and I haven't even heard that name in forever. Is he just, I assume, very far left now?
He's pretty far left now.
Yeah, he's gone over in the deep end.
Which era of The View were you watching? Because I am the golden age of The View super fan.
I've been watching The View since Barbara Walters. I started really getting into The View around the time that Meghan McCain was on and Jedediah.
I like Jedediah.
Yeah, I started agreeing with them, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because they're more conservative. So yeah, that's kind of
what's funny. Meghan McCain, like, you stick her on The View and she makes sense sometimes, but I love to hate her so much when she was on The View. She is like Grease 2 if it were a person. Like, I used to call her Mimi Megan McCain. She would, no matter what the subject, they could be talking about the fucking Holocaust and she would turn it around and make it about herself.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, it was amazing, but it made the show so good. Like, now there's nothing. It's just like
I know
a bunch of, if one of them, the people that they've on The View now, like one of them disagrees 1% over some minuscule arcane thing, it's a big controversy. Like, they had that one woman recently who's just as far left as they are, but had some sort of little disagreement about how they approach things, and no, they can't have that.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name. She's supposed to be the, pro. I guess she's not on Trump's team, but she's supposed to be the conservative voice of The View, and she's definitely not conservative.
They can't have an actual conservative voice, is the thing.
Maddie, I was just about to say this. Yeah, Elizabeth Hasselbeck is the greatest of all time on The View.
Oh,
did you ever see it back in the day when?
Yeah, they used to argue.
Oh,
a lot.
Oh, it was amazing. I thought they were going to hit each other like 10 different times.
That's when it was good.
It was so good. It was so good. We need that again. We need to return to the golden era of The View. Did you see, by the way, they said that they're looking for new conservative co-hosts?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I will transition just to go on The View.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
So you kind of started persuading her. Was it kicking and screaming, or did it just sort of make sense to you?
No, I wasn't like I said, at any point I wasn't like, oh, I'm so democratic, but I was like, this is actually crazy. And it was the safety concerns that really had me completely turned off from the left. The way that it's always selfish. They're always trying to make money off of people's distress. They're always pushing the suicide narrative. They're always doing it in the names of lesbians and gays and bisexuals too, which is something I can't stand for, because I'm not looking for a transsexual in my life. I'm looking for a woman in my life. So to put my name on that is too much for me. And the children, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that we talk about, because it's something that is realistic, that could have affected us as children and will affect children today.
Mm-hmm.
If you're pushing this on children, they will never fully develop properly, and they won't have healthy sex lives when they're adults. And that is something I couldn't imagine someone taking away from me. And it's just grotesque. And so something like that, I didn't need convincing. I just needed to see that, holy crap, they're doing this to children.
It's so terrifying too. Every friend of mine, every person in my life that I know who has kids, their kids are being bombarded with this in schools. So when people try to say, oh, it's only a small number of people that affects, no, that's bullshit. It's in every classroom. It's being pushed on kids' TV. It's being pushed by their authority figures, by the medical establishment. It's horrible.
Yeah, and why? Like, what's the reason for it? All of a sudden, it just kind of overflowed into every facet of, our lives.
Well, I have family in teaching, and I can say just from like firsthand accounts, they're not allowed to say, no, you're not, because then it becomes discrimination. So a lot of the times they just have to accept whatever's going on and sit there and listen to it, even if they disagree, because it's what they have to do.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's disgusting, and they can't, like, because I have family members who are very conservative but work in public schools. They are sitting there telling me like horror stories, and it's mind-blowing that they have to go along with it.
Well, and I think you get a lot of these nutty teachers, like the same types that you see melting down on TikTok and Instagram, and they become teachers and they put it in these kids' heads. It's almost like entrapment, where they would never have had this thought on their own, but they're sort of led down this road.
Yeah, it's like they're hiring activists as teachers. It's like they hire the blue-haired chick who kind of looks like a masculine lesbian but identifies as queer.
They've taken all the butch lesbians now, by the way. They're just trying to claim them.
They're non-binary now.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Which would make them trans, technically.
Oh, God.
Have you seen, by the way, I don't know how, I was talking last night with some people and this came up. Have you seen where they do the surgeries where they don't give back the nipples?
It's weird.
No, I didn't hear about not giving.
They do
the nipples?
Like,
I don't know. I swear there's like the nipple fairy that comes and there's a jar of them somewhere and some weirdo just has a jar of nipples sitting on
it Ed Gein who did the nipple belt? That's what they're doing. Ed Gein? There's a serial killer making an outfit strictly out of nipples.
See, all he had to do was like wait a couple decades and he could just become a doctor.
Yeah, he could just collect the nipples. It was just a little ahead of his time,
I really think that if you look at a lot of pictures of these Gen Z people transitioning, they don't give the nipples back. And I feel like that kind of reveals a lot about it, that it's like there's no longer any semblance of any sort of Hippocratic oath, do no harm, because that's not even transitioning as we've always known it. There isn't a sex that has no nipples.
A Ken doll does.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, they're doing that too, though. Have you heard of nullification surgery, that they're getting stumps down there?
I believe it, though.
Like just nothing.
Just absolute nothingness. Just
because they're neither male nor female.
Yeah, there'll be a woman who cuts off her breasts and then says that she's non-binary because she has no breast. And then you could, males castrate themselves, it's not that. Yeah, same line.
Were you about to say it's not that weird?
No, it's not that different. It's the same idea. It's like,
it's true.
They used to just cut people's balls off so they'd sing higher. It's not like
castrato.
It's not like a new.
Yeah, these bitches can't even sing.
Yeah,
like there's no benefit,
right?
Wait. So when you were more liberal, were you surrounded by a lot of like the woke alphabet people? How did the people in your lives react to? Or did you both have Republican parents or just you?
No, I had Republican parents too, but like my family didn't really talk about politics, so I really didn't know where they stood within the political.
My ex identified as non-binary, so that's where I was at. Yeah, so that's mine.
Together at the time?
Well, no, my ex and I broke up for probably about a year before I met her, but like that probably is what gave me such a sour taste too. I wasn't necessarily like conservative at that point, but I was definitely like, these non-binaries have one fucking hell of a brain on them. Like, let me tell you.
Let me tell you, you upgraded. You upgraded so hard.
I know. I definitely did. Just me.
It's so bizarre too, because like, especially if you're a millennial, like some of us may or may not be, you remember a time when none of this existed.
I know. I remember a time where I would get made fun of for being a lesbian, and now it's like a badge of honor. It's very wild.
Now you get now you get told that if you're a lesbian, you have to have sex with a woman with a penis.
Yeah, now it's all about gender, not sex. So technically, we don't exist
You're
in the
a
minds
bigot
of
because that woman's penis is beautiful. That's what they.
It's horrible, by the way. It's horrible that like you go on any dating and like just numbers alone. Like, see, lesbians are smart. Lesbians, they meet someone great, they stick with them. But gay men are horrible. So the numbers are already so depressing when it comes to meeting someone. It's such a small percentage of the population. And then if you, not that I have any, expectations or hope for dating apps, but you go on them and it's all the fucking transes. I open Tinder, every profile on there is either like trans or only looking for trans. Like, and then they bitch that you have to sleep with them. I'm like, you motherfuckers are doing just fine.
But the people can sit there and say they're only looking for trans, but her won't let us say that we're looking for biological females.
No, they kick you off for saying that.
We get banned for that.
Oh, I got banned.
But like, if you're looking for trans, then done. Like, oh my god, crazy! It's ridiculous.
And it's the forcing it down your throat too. That like you can't just have a simple setting that's like, do not want to see transes.
You can't even state it that like, hey, that's not what I'm looking for. Sorry. You can't even politely decline without getting backlash. It's wild.
Yeah, and see, I remember the Christians used to be like that towards the gays, like just very, very pushy. Like, you're gonna burn in hell. You're not born this way. Like, I've heard it all, and now it's the left. The woke people who are doing that, the queers and the non-binaries and the trans and the technically lesbians and gays. It's crazy how it kind of flip-flopped.
So were you guys surrounded by a lot of the woke alphabet people, or like how did people in your lives react when you had sort of switch?
My parents were proud, but I definitely lost a lot of like friends, but it's not like friends, It's just a matter of like I said, back before I was with someone who identified as non-binary. She was a woman. She was also mentally crazy. And I'm
shocked to hear that.
Right. I had a lot of friends who were very accepting of that kind of thing. And it's obvious to me that if they found out that I do what I do, they probably wouldn't talk to me. I have friends who know and are totally cool with it, and that's what I would like out of life. Even if you disagree with me, at least have the fucking conversation, because those people don't want to have the conversation. The other thing that's really interesting, just speaking of like leftists that were in our past, I've noticed that a lot of these non-binary women are very pro-gun, which is very concerning to me. Like, they're lefties.
All of a sudden.
Right. They're leftists who used to be really against guns, but now that they're mentally unwell, they're for guns. And that was another thing that was in Audrey Hale, the trans shooter. That was in her manifesto too, which was very concerning. And I feel like that's a big red flag that we should probably look into.
But she considered herself trans, not non-binary. But she looked non-binary.
It's something about the women with gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
They think it's all the same.
Yeah.
They think it's all the same. Well, it's interesting too how they have no universal principles. It's all situational. So kind of now everything that they're saying the opposite of everything they were saying a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Suddenly they're for the Second Amendment. Who knew?
Right. Everyone on the left is now pro-gun, which is kind of weird because they used to be the whole get rid of guns party. But, here we are. Everything, and this is why so many conservatives, I think, so many leftists have moved to conservative, because they just they don't align with the same principles that the party is now aligning themselves with, which is extreme radical left.
Well, it's so, speaking of what I was just saying, it's so interesting. Like their entire ideology is just to be the opposite of whatever Trump says. He could, come out for puppies and they'd want to murder all puppies tomorrow. But it's astonishing seeing it in relation to RFK and him appointing RFK. So I saw all these videos from these people. Now suddenly they're on the side of, big food and Monsanto and put all the chemicals in the food.
I can't even begin to tell you. So did you know that Philip Morris, the people who own Marlboro and all that, they also own Kraft mac and cheese? Like,
I did not know that.
Yeah. I've worked with vapes for a long time, and I don't know if you were in New York State for the ban, but they wouldn't allow any juices to pass except for one Marlboro juice because Philip Morris is so deep in those pockets.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of RFK's plan to try and make America healthier. I really am. I mean, between stuff like Big Pharma and Big Tobacco own 90% of the country, including Disney and Hulu and Fox and
But
everything.
now it's Big Food.
It's Big Food,
Because
which
they
is
kinda
owned by
shut
Big
that
Pharma,
down.
which is owned by all the stuff that wants to keep people sick.
And addicted.
And people just want money from them at the end of the day. It's crazy.
I saw a video from one of the TikTok twinks earlier saying how all the dyes and chemicals in food is fine, and it's just a distraction to be talking about that. We shouldn't be talking about it. It's like, you motherfuckers are so transparent.
What are we supposed to be talking about then? What they want us to talk about?
Well, there was a report that just came out within the past year that said that Gatorade shrinks your balls because of the microplastic or something, and it's crazy. Like, there's scientific.
Glad I don't drink Gatorade.
Yeah, like this is a legit thing. Like, my bosses came in and they were like, "Yo, did you know Gatorade shrinks your nuts? Crazy."
See, maybe the transes they don't need all the surgery. They can just start drinking Gatorade.
Yeah, let Big Tobacco take care of you all the way through with Big Pharma. They'll pump you full of chemicals and you'll be fine. You don't need the hormone blockers.
You got Gatorade.
Do you find that woke lesbians are as nasty and bitchy as woke gay men? Because those are the worst, I think.
Oh, that's tough.
I think that like the woke gay men, they're a little more aggressive physically, but the woke lesbians are the cattiest bitches you'll ever meet.
They're the mean girls.
Mm-hmm.
There was one, I went to the Orlando Pride Parade with Ariel Scarcella, and there was this lesbian just screaming and giving me the finger. I was like, wait, let me interview you. I'm like, why are you giving me the finger? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, she was manic.
Was she a lesbian or was she on testosterone?
It's hard to tell.
Who knows at this point? She might say she's some sort of non-binary. She's a they, them.
Those testosterone lesbians, man. They're crazy. The non-binary or the like trans ones. Oh my gosh, they get rage from the testosterone.
So now you have these lesbians with roid rage, basically.
Yeah, dude, you for real.
Yeah, and lesbians already have a hard enough time in relationships because the whole they beat each other up thing.
Oh, that.
Then you add testosterone, it's even worse.
Yeah.
At least they have relationships. You know how they say, what does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul.
Oh, yeah.
What does a gay man bring on a second date? What second date?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
That's kind of how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just amazing seeing how, the things that I thought in the past made me a liberal, being anti-war and for free speech and against this sort of corporate oligarchy that we're having now in terms of big pharma and big food and all these things.
Yeah.
They're in the pocket of all those people now.
Yeah, it's flipped. It's so weird because I thought the left was the accepting and the loving and everyone should just
working class people. Yeah, but they're not. They're very
they're the mean girls. They're bitchy.
Have you seen how many of these people in their meltdown videos have told people just stop being poor and you're broke and you're poor and all these things? I'm like,
I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, I've seen a bunch of them say that.
The numbers say we're not poor, guys. You gotta look at the numbers.
Well, what happened to being the party, when Democrats were allegedly the party of the working class and the little people and the broke people and the poor people?
Yes.
Yeah, Medicare for Medicaid for all.
Now they want to they want to add $5,000 to whatever house you want to buy. Congratulations.
I thought it was 20,000.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's
not anymore. That inflation hit hard.
It did. I worked at Walmart when at the peak of inflation, and I watched laundry soap go from $12.97 to $18.97, like that. And I literally was like, "This is a necessity," and you're springing up the charge, not just like $1 or $2. You're going up $6, like 30%, because you can gouge, and that is crazy to me.
But they're saying it's not happening. Remember?
Oh, it's price gouging is happening, and ever since COVID happened, people want to just charge up the ass for whatever they can.
They really do say that. It's insane. When I was doing street interviews, this guy came up to me and said, "There's no inflation. His gas and his groceries are the same price they've always been." Like, where do you even go from that in a conversation?
What
Like
planet
these
does he
people
live
just,
on?
I know we do not exist in the same reality.
Hello, I'm working class, and I'd like to tell you that those are both false.
Yeah. Well, there was a guy who had like he'd ordered groceries from Walmart online back in like 2019 or 2020, and he pressed reorder on it and showed the side by side that it was maybe like $100 a few years ago, and now it was like 500 for the exact same stuff.
Yeah,
It's
I remember
true.
that, and they were saying, I remember on the news, they were saying that was fake. They were
It's
saying
so
it was
true.
fake.
It's so true. It's absolutely true.
They think everything is fake that they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I know, and then they think the American people are dumb enough to buy into it.
That's the thing, because they try to talk to Americans like we don't live here. Like
Yeah, and like we're children.
Like we don't pay taxes.
Like we're dumb.
Like we don't
well,
work.
as if we're not living it, you know? Like I was trying to talk to somebody a while ago about you know, how Democrats just destroy every city they gain power in.
Yeah.
He goes, "What's your source?" I'm like, "What's my source? Having to move."
The lived experience.
Like,
yeah, they suddenly don't care about that one.
Oh, of course not.
It's crazy to me. Yeah, because I've been working specifically in retail situations since I was 16. And I can tell you, hand over foot, this is true information. And because you guys don't work jobs like that, you're never going to listen to the people who are small. Give your local grocery store employee 5 seconds of conversation and ask him how his bank account is, and then come talk to me. Like, ask your local gas station attendant how their finances are, and then fucking come talk to me. Because if not, you're only going based off of privileged fucking perspective, which I thought you guys hated privilege.
Not when it's their privilege.
Exactly. It's wild.
But they won't admit that they have privilege.
No, because their bank accounts are doing fine. We have great income right now.
It's insane. Just I actually, for the first time in a long time, feel some hope with Trump, the people that he's putting forward and stuff. I mean, this really is the independent party that you have. These are all former Democrats, Trump and RFK and Tulsi Gabbard and Elon Musk, JD Vance. So it really, I think, is about things that are so much bigger now than just being liberal or conservative. It isn't really about that.
Yeah, and they have no problem trashing Trump's cabinet and who he's picking. We just watched that 60 Minutes episode where they just shit on every single person he picked. And I'm like, he picked, they were talking about Tulsi Gabbard and how she wants to pardon Edward Snowden. And I'm like, is that supposed to be a bad thing?
And again, that used to be a leftist thing 10 years ago.
Yes, I remember. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I loved your video you guys did about them going after Tulsi Gabbard, that she's a Russian asset, and that
Jesus.
moron on that moron on Joe Rogan going
very
after
wise.
her. Ugh. I was watching a clip of that douchebag Adam Ruins Everything when he was on Joe Rogan, and these people are so not used to anyone asking questions or pushing back in any way that they backtrack so hard. Well, I don't know if I'm right, and I'm not an expert, and I may be wrong. It's like they suddenly start putting all these qualifiers in there.
Yeah, they're so confident, and then they're pretty positive.
Yeah, they want to cover their ass before they get caught.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing we saw with this election is it wasn't conservative versus liberal. It wasn't like Republican versus Democrat. It was people who wanted to see a change versus people who wanted it to stay the same. That is exactly what this was. This year, more people than ever that I've talked to have been switched from the left to the right. People who would not have voted for Trump 4 years ago, wouldn't have voted for him 8 years ago, would vote for him this year and had voted for him this year because they just couldn't stand to be in the same boat. And that's where Kamala Harris really fucked her party over in her entire campaign, not differentiating herself from Joe Biden, saying, I will do just like Joe Biden did. She told everyone, hey, I'm doing what I want, what you all hate. And it's mind-blowing that she didn't, like, nobody thought that she could lose.
And I mean, they really do all believe the same shit anyway, so you'd think she would at least come out with some line of bullshit. Oh yeah, I'll be totally different.
I will be the change you're looking to see. But no, she didn't even say that. Like, you could bullshit. You could bullshit. You didn't even bullshit good.
You know what's interesting too is the thing that they were attacking Tulsi Gabbard in your video over was that she thinks we should meet with foreign leaders that aren't necessarily on our side. I remember when that used to be what Obama ran on in 2008. That's what he beat Hillary on, is that he said we should be willing to sit down and meet with anyone. And Hillary was like, oh, no, we can't do that. And of course he was full of shit in it. Yeah, of course he was full of shit saying that.
Yeah.
But he at least said it. But now they don't even, there's no pretense even.
Yeah, it's like we can't talk to anyone that disagrees with us or that we disagree with, and it's like they have nukes.
Motto. Yeah,
nobody wants to like have a good, you know.
That's the leftist motto. But at the end of the day, how do you end wars? How do you settle conflicts? How do you have a peaceful agreement and trade goods? How do you do that? You fucking sit down and talk to someone and say, hey, could you please stop shooting? Like maybe that's what you have to do.
They have no intention of that ever happening. Yeah. They have no intention of ever getting us out of any military conflicts.
And leftists,
because they make money.
That's another problem that the leftists have with Kamala, is the fact that they didn't want her supplying funds, and she was totally on board with supplying funds to Israel. And wherever you weigh on that, it lost her a lot of liberals.
People who abstained. They're kind of caught between the two, that they've pandered so much to all the Hamas hoes and the far left, but then they have a lot of donors that are on the side of Israel, so they really want to have it both ways there.
They screwed the pooch on it, and so they lost a majority of voters, more than likely due to that, because they don't agree with her policies on that, and regardless, they still don't want to fund a war.
Yeah, and she was very woke, and everyone is now saying on the left, mainstream media, saying, well, she wasn't woke. She didn't run on any woke stuff. That I specifically remember tits at the White House and Dylan Mulvaney at the White House. So how the fuck is she not woke, dude?
I remember her raising her hand in 2020 when they asked if you want to decriminalize crossing the border illegally, and saying her pronouns and all of this shit.
But she wasn't that woke, you know.
Oh no, totally not.
Even if that's the thing. Even if she wasn't saying these things every 2 seconds in her campaign, it doesn't matter, because this is her party that supports it, and we've all. It's what we were just saying. We've all lived with this over the last however many years. That all of us have experienced either losing a job for speaking a political opinion, losing friends because of it, being told things that we know aren't true. We've all lived it, and she supports it, and so she didn't have to go out there and be saying her pronouns every day.
She never made herself, like, pulled herself apart from that.
She never separated herself from the wokeness.
That is, I mean, that would have saved her maybe, but like at the end of the day, she never could form an intelligent response to a single question that was asked of her. She cackled and gave the same response 9 out of 10 times. And if I had to hear her say one more fucking time, it would humble you to know that a child born in 2004, they're 18 today. And it'd humble you to know. Yeah, bitch, we all know math. It's okay. It's fine.
I love this, by the way, Kitty. Establishment versus populace. That's really what it is. Justin, first time supporter here, and I ain't going back. Hell yeah. Maddie, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. That's such an insular left-wing way of thinking. If it doesn't impact me, it's fake or not an issue. Yup. That is so damn true.
I want it to be real. Yeah.
And then that's sort of their process. That's not happening. It is happening, and it's a good thing. And then they'll go to, well, why do you care?
Oh, did you see the John Oliver thing?
It's a small matter anyways. Not that many people.
Not that many people. But again, it is many people when it's being put into schools and kids are growing up thinking that this is normal.
Yeah, you're talking to children about sex and gender. And these are like gender ideology. It's a belief. It's a belief system. It's like a religion, like a cult. Why are you talking to children about this shit? Like teachers. When I was going to school, I don't remember my teacher ever talking about their sexuality. That would have been a big fucking problem. But now it's like they have to talk about that they're non-binary or their pronouns. And then they're, why? Stop talking about this with children. They can't understand it. They can't comprehend. I can barely understand it.
We have the lowest numbers in like reading and math.
But they know what trans is.
And science. And instead of teaching them the core STEM material that they're supposed to learn to get a job in the workforce, we're talking about what's wrong with your fifis. Where does it hurt in your heart? Where does it hurt in there?
Oh, words are violence.
I'm all for mental health being a thing. Please go see a therapist,
but
leave it out of school.
Good therapist.
You leave it
not what they call it though. What they mean by mental health is poison.
No, it is. It absolutely is. You want to go to someone who helps you. You don't want to go to someone who's like
Cheerleader.
pushing. I have a friend of mine who is identifying as trans, and their doctors have been pushing medicalization on them, and even they're very left wing, and they came up to me and they said, "Can I say something kind of conservative?" Then they told me, and I was like, that you gotta fucking tell them no, or maybe go see a fucking different doctor, because if they're gonna keep pushing medicine down
license revoked,
dude, if they're gonna keep pushing medicine down your throat, you need a different fucking doctor.
And I think that the trans thing is exposing what these doctors do in so many different respects, shoving prescription drugs down people's throats.
And by doing that, that's also causing the left to lose their fucking war, because this is someone who is a leftist and is very clearly saying, hey, I see now what the conservatives are talking about, because I don't want to go down this path, and they're pushing me down this path. Something I thought wasn't happening is happening in my face now. And that's where you get so many people going, I'm voting for Trump, because now I see that they are pushing this. They are doing this to people I love and care about, and it could potentially destroy people who aren't strong enough to say no.
Or don't have the knowledge to say no. Don't know, they just trust these authority figures. They trust doctors. They trust the science.
That's the problem.
I just hope a lot of people, especially now, knowing that we are the majority, we're not delusional, we're not crazy, we're not some small minority. I hope people will be a lot braver in standing up to it and not just going along. I know so many people who just go along with the bullshit. I'm like, just tell them to fuck themselves.
Honestly, yeah. Dude, if more people would benefit if they could say no.
Thank you. Did you see, by the way, Chucky responding to talking about the trans kids? Chucky, his Biden's press secretary. Oh, let me pull it up. Oh, yeah, she about why they need more trans stuff.
More?
Oh, there's not enough, right?
No. I love when they say, listen to trans people need to be heard.
Are you kidding me?
We hear them, bitch. It's like the sound of claws on a chalkboard.
It's hard to not hear them. They're all over the place, man.
For real. All you hear is about their feelings.
When's the last time we got to go to a store that you didn't see someone who was non-binary or trans?
I haven't.
Especially like a Starbucks or a bookstore.
We went to Spirit Halloween and Petco last. Nothing but them.
No.
Yeah.
Dangerous Spaces. Have you heard of Tamara Pitsikin? I don't think so. Who that?
Pietz?
More turns. Let me pull this bitch up. But I'm at this point, I'm like, yes, please, totally. More trans stuff. You just didn't call enough people Nazis. I'm like, please double and triple down on everything you're doing. It'll go great for you.
Yeah, you'll definitely get what you want if you do
that. Or racist or bigots like Sunday.
Yeah. Oh God.
There's obviously a lot of soul searching right now going on within the Democratic Party, and that's a good thing. But what I worry about is that in the course of all that soul searching, some Democrats might reach the wrong sweeping conclusions. Republicans spent hundreds of millions of dollars on anti-trans ads this election cycle, including one that showed Vice President Harris talking about government funding for gender-reaffirming care for prisoners and detainees. If that sounds like a particularly obscure issue, it is, because
it is not
a tiny group of people. And it's also
no, it is affecting every minor who goes to school. That's not a tiny group.
Like we said, it's so small. Why do you even care? Because it's not so small. And that was the best campaign ad that Trump had. It pulled him ahead so much because it matters to people.
Yeah. Because they say it's not happening. And then they'll say it's happening, but it's only small.
Mm-hmm. So why do you care?
And then you're weird if you cared. It's like, why? This sounds manipulative. You sound like you're trying to mind fuck me, and it's not going to work.
Jen's makeup looks weird. She looks like the later Chucky sequels when the budget dropped and they stopped giving a shit.
The hair.
A policy that, by the way, was in place during the first Trump presidency. Another one of the lines that ran over and over again in those ads and throughout right-wing media is this idea that America is faced with a crisis of boys playing in girls' sports. Now, these ads created this perception that the issues of trans
The thing is, too, it's not just about sports. It's not just about prisons. It's not just about it's not just about any one of these things. It's a broader effort to remake reality, and people are finally saying no and getting sick of it.
Yeah, they want to erase sex and insert gender where sex used to be. And gender gender used to be sex. And now they created this whole new definition for it. And it doesn't make any fucking sense. Because if you're a dude and you just state, I'm a woman, now you could just go into my fucking bathroom. It's like, what the fuck is this about? Hold on. You didn't even do anything. It's just still beard, balls. Why is he in here?
Like the luggage guy, the bald, what's his name? Sam something.
Yeah, the klepto.
Kids playing sports was dominating schools across the country, which is completely false. Some people got pulled into that argument.
It's false.
I mean, immediately after the election, Congressman Seth Moulton told the New York Times that, quote, Democrats spend way too much time trying not to offend anyone rather than being brutally honest about the challenges many Americans face. I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a male or formerly male athlete.
See, I'm worried that they're going to start bullshitting and saying these things. However, I think they've painted themselves into a corner a little bit because she probably won't mention it. His staff quit because of him saying this.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like,
they've pandered too hard for too long.
They say that it's not a problem too, but I urge them strongly, and I talk about this website a lot because it's important, I think. Shewon.org. It's shewon.org. It's a list of all the women who have been displaced because of a man entering their sports category or their intelligence.
Wait,
any
what is
competition. It? Shewon.org.
Is it number or spelled?
One. She SHEWON.org. Shewon.org.
Put it in the comments. Hey, Christy. Hey, Sarah. Sorry, I'm seeing all our beautiful ladies in the chat. Love you, Sarah. Love
no
you,
beard or
Christy.
balls.
Christy, are we the date or do you have another date? Because I need to know about this. But yes, I'm going to check that out after.
It completely shows. It's like 7,000 plus awards have been displaced because of men and women's sports, but it's such a small number. It doesn't affect people. Not to mention scholarships and a bunch of other things. That
900 medals.
That young women are being discouraged from entering sports. They won't play against some girls won't play against people who are clearly boys. It's a bigger, broader issue.
It's the new misogyny. That's what it is.
You expect women to feel comfortable going to the gym, going out at night. You expect them to want to go into the bathroom at nightclubs when they know that there could be someone right in there who could potentially cause harm to them. Like it's a bigger issue than they want to admit.
Oh, by the way, we're the date. Well, I'm flattered, Christy. Jeremy, thank you so much, dude. Also note how angry they get when you say you can't use the women's bathrooms in locker rooms.
It's a very masculine thing. They get so masculine, like masculine aggressive. It's like your man is showing.
Well, and it's interesting that they're only going so hard on pushing this on women. You never hear about these things with men. It really is. They want everyone to comply, but they want women to submit. Like I've seen it firsthand that there is a particular level of vitriol that comes out of these people towards women.
Yeah, they hate women. That's my belief. These guys who say that they're women, they're transgender, they're not transsexual.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. And that's the thing. This really does harm people who are legitimately transsexual and feel that they're happier living their life as the opposite sex. Like they are the ones to suffer because of this insanity.
And we say all the time, I want to make it as clear as possible. We support people who truly have gender dysphoria, have gone through the proper process and want to present as the opposite gender. It's the AGPs and the creeps and the weirdos who insist on forcing themselves into our space that make us uncomfortable. Absolutely. Yeah. Peeping Toms, people, autogynephiles who are aroused by themselves looking like women and going into women's spaces. It's an uncomfortable feeling. And at the end of the day, we just want to feel safe in the environments that were designed to keep us safe from men.
People are into some weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The porn thing, I think that also helped matters with the whole rise in men identifying as women.
I've seen, like, it's slightly related, but I've seen just from the time years and years ago when I started dating, if to today, if you look on any app, people are into some weird shit. And I think it's because this shit is so, especially with gay men, is so, but everyone really, there's too much of it. It is so overexposed that they have to keep finding the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it has to keep getting sicker. And this is like the latest extension of it.
Yeah. Especially if they have like a sexual addiction, then yes, it just keeps going further and further down that rabbit hole. And it's sad and it's kind of disgusting, but yeah, definitely.
But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that. And then last weekend, Congressman Milton came on this network to discuss those comments.
I was just speaking authentically.
I'm so sorry.
One of many issues
I'm a
where I think
cisgender
we're just
white
out
man.
of touch with the majority of voters. And I stand by my position. You know, maybe I didn't get all the words exactly right.
Don't give them that
the point
qualifier.
is that the backlash I've received proves my point that we can't even have these discussions as a party.
Whose fault is that?
Is good. But if that were actually an issue at thousands of schools across the country, it would be worthy of a debate. But they
don't want to have a fucking debate.
Let me tell anyone watching, if you have any friends with kids, be it elementary school, middle school, high school, ask them. Ask them if their child has had to deal with this at school. 100% of the time, the answer will be yes.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be the case.
From what I know, it's definitely happening in schools more and more and more by the day because people want to. It's the same as the goths, as the emos, as whatever that trend was. It's what they're jumping on to, and that's another reason why it's so scary that you want to put medicine in them for it.
Yeah, and I think this is completely different because it's totally a trend like goth or emo, but nobody was being harmed by that. Like, if somebody wants to say they're a goth and pretend they're a vampire, great, but they didn't have authority figures telling them, yes, you're a vampire.
Right. You never had the emo kids cutting themselves and someone being like, yes, that is, you're expressing yourself.
Yeah, now the little kids want to be cats and dogs and shit, and
they're
like
affirming
furries
them cutting their tits off.
Like,
it's disgusting.
It was the furry thing.
Oh God, the fucking furry. Christy, can we just make normalcy great again? I mean, I'm far from fucking normal. Like that's the thing. I see all these gays going, "Oh, I'm a normal gay." I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm an abnormal gay for Trump.
I think it's just like people who acknowledge reality, though. I wouldn't even say it's normal. It's just like people who aren't like living in their fantasy delusion land.
Examples of transgender girls playing in youth sports. And when we see those examples, there isn't evidence that these kids are a threat to safety or fairness.
The volleyball
thing. Examples. I mean that if you were to count the examples of transgender girls playing youth sports in any single state, the number often rounds to 0. Take Utah. When a transgender athlete ban was passed there in 2022, there was a grand total of one transgender girl playing in youth sports. When South Dakota passed the ban,
but
only one transgender girl had competed in high school sports since 2013.
They tip their hand at that point because they do the same thing with abortion. They say there's no such thing as late-term abortion. Nobody's having them. Great, then what's the issue if it's banned? That should be no problem, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's simple.
In fact, when these bans were making their way through Republican state houses in 2021, legislators in more than 20 states could not cite a single instance in their own state or region where a transgender athlete competing was a problem. And yet, the noise on this issue has been constant. And according to Donald Trump, that is on purpose.
It's amazing how strongly people feel about that. You see, I'm talking about cutting taxes. People go like that. Talk about transgender. Everyone goes crazy. Who would have thought 5 years ago you didn't know what the hell it was?
See, Donald Trump and Republicans have managed to amplify their bad faith attacks to the point that people do have concerns.
That's become a term that I'm allergic to. Bad faith or good faith when they say that. I can't stand that.
Listen,
they're so full of shit.
They started this shit. They brought this to us, okay? Republicans weren't talking about the transgender thing until they started pushing this shit everywhere.
That's the new thing that they're saying on all the shows.
And it's the Republicans' fault.
The Republicans pushed the trans issue. The Republicans they did not. They just said they don't want the trans issue to be an issue.
And also, like, how many of us have been talking about this issue for years now? It's like, I'm just glad the party finally caught up.
Absolutely.
Which party?
Those concerns.
No, the Republicans.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm glad they finally caught up in terms of standing up to it and shining a light on what's happening.
Saying this is what's gonna, the whole ad was a total win for their campaign.
Maybe. So this is a good time for Democrats to self-reflect about what went wrong and what to do better moving forward. Of course, it absolutely is. But during that process, it's important not to yield to manufactured panic and to align with the actual facts before making sweeping claims.
Really? What about COVID?
Adopting the panic from the other side is not leading. It's not meeting people where they are. It's simply falling prey to right-wing propaganda.
Oh my God.
Your eyes are right-wing propaganda. Just check the facts. Just check the facts.
You see, now it's important to reflect inward and find any fucking excuse you can for why we lost, because it's definitely not because we sucked ass.
Oh no, definitely wasn't your side.
Hey Zadie.
Never wrong.
Hey Esteban. Sorry, I'm trying to find emo trash. Mikey, have you heard that we've been told we can't be simultaneously emo and conservative? Well, you guys around when I got dumped last year? Like, I was pretty fucking emo. So.
It's possible.
We've all been there.
Justin, thank you so much, dude. We even had a case in my West Virginia county middle school track. The mom won the case because the child was placed on blockers before puberty. Wow, that's
it
happens.
So sick. Like I said during the video, there's that volleyball video. If you look it up, where a dude smacks a volleyball right into the chick's face, and didn't it like break her nose or whatever?
Oh my God! Wait, Christy doesn't know what emo is.
Oh, how do you explain that?
Yeah. So it's like two things. So first of all, it's like 2000s-y kind of music style.
Yeah, it's not goth, but it's, it's a little bit of goth, but
it stands for emotional.
Yeah.
So I'm like an emo bitch on the inside sometimes.
Like goth adjacent, but like sad goth.
Yeah. It's like mopey, sad.
Evanescence. Have you heard of Evanescence? That's pretty much what emo was.
They were like gothy emo.
Yeah.
Damn, the 2000s were amazing. Like, we didn't know how good we had it.
Take us back.
I know. Jeremy, thanks so much, dude. Bad faith and media literacy. Ugh, that's another one. Make me want to exfoliate with a cheese grater. He has a way with words that I love so much. Tame the Watcher, thank you so much, my love. Women aren't real. They're a psyop created by the FBI in the 1960s. Real masculinity is bro jobs with the homies. I think you just wrote a perfect New York Times headline. Like, we're probably going to see this on Sunday in their paper.
It's beautiful, honestly.
My Chemical Romance. They were the greatest.
Yep.
I've never seen them live. I need to see them live.
Oh, I got the limited edition Funko Pop with their album. Yeah, it's great.
I've never bought a Funko Pop, but I just saw today they're doing a Funko Pop of Sienna from Terrifier 2, and I'm like, okay, I will buy my first Funko Pop.
Dude, it's totally once you start, you just can't stop. I don't know.
I love emo trash. Thank you. I love that you're carrying the emo banner for us.
You deserve that name.
since we're talking about the transes, I got to show you guys something. People are not believing me that this is real, but I promise you it's real. So there's a movie out now on Netflix. It is projected to be nominated for 12 Oscars. They're saying it's going to get Best Picture, Best Actress, Best everything. It's called Emilia Perez, and it is a trans musical.
Didn't Dylan Mulvaney try that already? I swear to God, he was singing on the stage at one point.
Ugh. I tried watching it last night. I made it less than 10 minutes. I will try again later tonight. I will get through it, and I'm gonna make a video about it, and I'm gonna do Wicked also for you guys. I will suffer through everything.
I used to love Wicked. It's so sad.
Don't get me started. Okay, wait. We'll talk about. Let me show you this. We need the whole Wicked discussion. You said the magic words. Okay, we got to talk about Wicked too. But yeah, so let me show you guys a clip from it. I swear to you, this is real. I did not make this up. It's not AI. This is actually the movie. And this is only a short clip from it because this is a full production number.
Oh, my Lord.
Are you guys ready for this?
As ready as we can be.
And the worst part, let me warn you in advance, this will be stuck in your head forever. I've been singing this all day.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about
Penis
sex
to
change
vagina.
operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
I feel like you need the Chinesey sound at the end. From penis to vagina.
Gong. Oh,
So
that's
this is a
hilarious.
movie, and it's apparently going to win all the awards.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
one of
Then the
the
Oscars
fans
are going to be a
is-
joke.
one of the best actress nominees is going to be a
Man.
best actress.
That sounds like me getting out of the shower, singing to myself in the morning.
What did your penis go to a vagina?
Nah, it's just that
Some
goofy.
Chinese.
It's some goofy shit. That'd be amazing. That's hilarious. I'm gonna watch that while I'm high.
From penis to
Oh my
vagina.
God.
My friends I live with are singing it. It's like it's my new favorite
Oh,
song.
that's hilarious.
Is
Oh
it
my-
out now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Netflix.
God.
On Netflix.
Oh, it's not a oh my god, no, it's not a comedy. They take this shit deathly seriously.
It could totally
And the
become
worst
a comedy.
part,
Yeah.
half of it's they go back and forth. A lot of it's in Spanish with subtitles. So I
With
can't
that music in Spanish they're speaking.
it goes back and forth for some reason. Yeah. So I can't just throw it on in the background. I have to actually sit.
Oh,
Like,
pay
pay attention,
attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare, but I will torture myself by watching it for you guys, chat friends.
Penis to vagina.
Oh my
That's
god.
great.
Oh my god, we have to talk about Wicked. We have to talk about Wicked. We have to.
You heard what they did with the dolls, right? That was hilarious.
No, I did that too. They were like Wicked.com. It's a porn site. I'm like, oh, interesting. Let me see.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
beautiful.
We're
Yep.
kitties.
Yep. Yep. It's definitely a porn site. That was hilarious though. But collector's items, people can
Yeah.
sell those for mad money in a few years.
Wicked porn site dolls.
Dolls.
I'm okay. It looks terrible, and I can't wait to see it.
Oh, I know.
Did you see Wicked on Broadway?
I did see Wicked. Wasn't the Broadway cast, but I saw Wicked done professionally.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so did I.
mhm.
The movie, I'm just not, I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Oh no.
I think I
one,
can. deal
Number
with it.
one, I can't stand Ariana Grande.
She
Oh,
looks
I
like
hate her so
Eugenia
much.
Cooney now.
Oh yeah, she does.
She does. She has had more work done than Michael Jackson. She is so, and normally I'm very pro anorexia, but it doesn't look good on her. It's too much.
It doesn't look good on her at all.
And the other one looks anorexic too. It's like, I swear,
Yeah.
I think the set of Wicked was just some kind of cult.
It looked interestingly culty, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, Ariana Grande, her homewrecker ass can just fucking sit there and
She's a
go up.
homewrecker.
Oh yeah. She
It's so-
doesn't seem like a good person. When have
I
you ever been
know.
like, you know what, Ariana Grande, you seem like someone I'd want to spend my time with? I've never thought that.
No.
It's interesting too, because you think about the original The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland, drugged up, abused, all the same shit, starved. And it's
Yep.
interesting how little has changed from 1939 to now, yet it's completely flipped. It's for a completely different reason. Back then, nobody would acknowledge that Judy Garland was being drugged and abused and all of these things because they just didn't give a shit. It was normal then. It was cruelty. Now it's faux kindness that nobody acknowledges that this chick looks like she's a step away from death. And you're supposed to just accept that and tolerate it and no body shaming and none of that. And they won't say this is obviously a person on probably many drugs who is clearly unwell, who has had more work done on her face by the age of 30 than most people do in 10 lifetimes.
I'm not saying be
Nobody will
body
acknowledge it.
positive. I'm not saying like have the hefty girl do, you know, Wizard of Oz, but at the same time you want to portray someone who's of a healthy complexion. The movie is not about, what was the one where the dude lost all that weight for there's been tons of movies. The one guy
Fighter?
where he got super skinny, anorexic as fuck.
Oh,
It's
you mean the
not-
mechanic?
I don't know.
The
movies.
Machinist.
You're the
With
one with
Christian Bale.
movies.
It's always Christian Bale. It's always
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
But the thing is, like, that's a movie where you're portraying that type of condition. So
Yeah.
you want to show it realistically. I can understand that it's still not healthy, but I can understand why you went down that road. With something like this, Ariana Grande is just trying to look as tiny and petite as fucking possible and pushing that narrative on a bunch of young girls who are gonna go and see the movie and think, gee, why am I not as skinny as fucking Ariana Grande? Because I don't starve myself. It's not a reasonable thing to have young girls looking up to. And Ariana Grande has been, she was popular when I was younger.
But they also, you don't want them looking up to Lizzo too.
That's
with
why I
the-
said
the
I'm not
whole,
looking for like a
obesity.
hefty
No.
girl. I'm
No,
not looking
no.
for Hairspray's cast to go and do Wizard of Oz or Wicked. Like I'm not. That's not what I'm expecting. But I'm not expecting like you said, Eugenia Cooney, a
Mhm.
skeleton to walk across the stage.
Yeah.
It's not about being thin. It's just she looks sick.
She looks sickly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
pushing it.
clearly a person with no individual identity. She's with all, not just the work she's had done, but her voice has changed a million times. Her skin color has changed a million times. She
Yeah.
just takes on a different identity all the time.
Kind of like
Yeah, and just like she takes on
Beyonce's kinda
someone
that
else's
way.
man every fucking time.
Yes.
She
Beyonce was
she goes
white.
through. No, I'm saying Ariana Grande takes on someone else's man every time.
Yep.
She decides that she's gonna change what she looks like, look like her version of that man's dream girl, and then she's gonna move on to somebody else's girl in like a fucking year or two because she's literally bored.
Probably.
She wrote a whole song about it.
Can you imagine that poor they were together their whole lives.
They had a
Just
kid.
had a baby. He dumps her for some anorexic pterodactyl who then
Yep.
comes out with a song about it called Yes, and I would be in jail. That bitch would be floating in the Hudson.
Yeah, all over SpongeBob over here. Fuck
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then
Oh,
there's
that guy
people-
creeps me out.
People who loved Mac Miller still can't stand her because they're convinced that she drained the life from him at the end. So, like, yeah. I mean, I just can't stand her.
Well, and yeah, a lot of people think Dan Schneider at Nickelodeon did that to her.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good point.
Mhm.
I mean, have you seen like
This
Britney
is-
Spears these days?
This is so true, by the way. Faux kindness is far crueler and far more evil than just plain cruelty. That is so damn true.
It's very true.
Also,
Mhm.
hey Lex, I'm here to heckle. Heckle away, my love. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and I can't stand. I feel like it's probably going to be enjoyable. I mean, how could it not be with the songs and stuff? But I think we're just so used to crap in movies nowadays. Like
Yeah.
every modern movie looks exactly the same. It's
DI.
colorless, soulless, CGI, green screens, $200 million budget. And so maybe this will be like 1% less crappy than that. And people be like, oh, it's amazing. It's the greatest thing ever.
Just because it's not as shitty as the other movies.
People
Yeah.
will like it because
Even
it's
though it
wicked.
looks exactly the same.
Right.
People will like it because it's wicked and it has Ariana Grande in it. And that's that's gonna push it the most.
And that other one is so annoying. Like, first of all, it
She's
looks
kind
like
of bitchy.
yeah. Oh my god. First of all, it feels like this press tour has been going on for 17 years. I cannot
does.
escape these two. They were. I
Mhm.
walked in the kitchen the other day. They're on the Alexa, and I'm like, I can't get away from them. No matter where you go, there
They were on
are.
Jeopardy last night.
No,
We watch Jeopardy like every weekday
love
at
Jeopardy.
7:30. We do too. We've been doing it since we got together.
Mhm.
Aw.
But they literally had a whole Jeopardy category
Yep.
where they were just fucking giving it out.
Oh
just-
my god,
They're
probably
everywhere.
sobbing during it. No wonder they're always sobbing. They're starving.
Yes, she sees a cheeseburger and just cries. I swear to God, she has to.
I can't stand them. My like acting pet peeve is when they just have no facial expressions. And this bitch Cynthia Erivo does not make a single facial expression. in
Oh, like that
every one
acolyte
they've
chick.
shown.
Yeah, the acolyte chick. The same thing.
Yeah.
I saw so many memes where they were like excited,
Sad.
scared, and she's just.
Oh, this would have been really cool if it were animated. That would have been cool.
Oh, that
Can
would've
I
been
tell you
great.
guys? Can I tell you guys? So I haven't seen it yet. I'm very excited to see it. I have a friend who saw it that told me something. It's not a big spoiler. It's a small spoiler. It's small spoiler. Can I tell you guys? Okay, I'm going to put on the screen spoiler if you guys don't want to know about Wicked. It's not like anything big, but it's just so damn like, of course they would. So apparently there's a scene where she's black and not green. Like she imagines who she wants to be, and it's just Cynthia Erivo and she's black. I'm like, ugh, they would.
I don't know why they keep doing it. Is if it's gonna, like, come on. I think everyone's sick of it.
They should have made Ariana Grande want to be black. That would have been
There
something
you
else.
go.
She used to. She used to want to.
I know that, but like, put it on camera, baby.
It's just so insufferable. Then you have to sit through every interview about as a queer woman, as a black queer woman of color. Ugh, I can't.
Dude.
You know they're going to be beating you over the head with that in the movie.
I could literally, I hate that shit because I could come into every video and be like, as a Hispanic lesbian,
you could be an asshole,
but I'm not. And then, like, of course, everyone's response is always, "Oh, you're a white Hispanic," and I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go with the qualifiers again." You guys want us to be different, but then when we are different, you say we're not. So fuck you. So like,
well, you know what's so funny too is that for me, the only thing, like when I was a teenager and shit before I came out, the only thing that made me nervous about doing so is I was afraid I would only ever be seen as gay and nothing else. And it's like we finally got past that, and now the left is trying to bring us right back to that point where we are nothing but our immutable traits. You are your identity and nothing else.
The Christians at least have lightened up a lot of, like, when I came out, we were very much in a Christian household, Christian community, and it was like the end of the world. However, now my mom's like, I'm just glad you don't want to cut off your tits. I'm just glad that
you're not trans.
Yeah, she's like, because they can understand loving someone.
You're not hurting anyone,
but they can't understand why you would want to change physical attributes of yourself that you were given just from birth. Like you're never. And this is like this is something that really struck me when I was coming to terms with my gayness. Is that oh gee, I lost my train of thought. And I'm gone.
Overcoming your gayness. No.
Yeah. So, but with that, it was a matter of
lightened up.
Yeah, it was a matter of, am I safe coming out? And that's not what people worry about anymore. It's am I gonna be judged by people? Are they gonna know? Are they gonna say something about me being trans? And you know what? I didn't care if people didn't know I was gay. I just didn't want to be picked on or beat up or fucking isolated because I was gay. I didn't want my parents to disown me because I was gay. I just wanted to continue to live my life and have a happy, fulfilling relationship. And that is completely lost these days. And that's why Christians and conservatives have lightened up on the gays, because we're not asking for you to look at me and be like, you are a homosexual. Yeah. I'm asking you to look at me like you're equal and put aside the fact that I love someone of the same gender. That's not what these people are doing. That is so not what they're pushing for.
James,
they want to be seen.
James is crying, and you overcame that, Mikey. We see you as retarded. I love you, you stupid bitch.
Oh yeah.
I hope that these people maybe will realize now that they are not the majority and they can't just steamroll everyone. And I hope people stop allowing them to. There's so many people who just back down to this shit and go along with it.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I think there's just a lot more sheeple out there than there used to be. I feel like more people were in. I can't think of the word.
I think people just don't want conflict. Is what it really comes down to.
They want to belong.
So like if you're working or if you're at a restaurant and you have the dude with his fucking dog who's over here like, actually it's she, I'm a woman. You're like, fucking whatever, dude. I don't get paid enough to deal with this. And you move on. It's not a matter of like, most people want to push back, but they can't afford to. They can't lose their job because of it. Yeah. And they know that the conflict that's coming is worse than just being like, whatever, psycho, and walking away. That is, I think, the biggest problem. And so that's why you saw it more at the voting polls than you did in your everyday life, because no one wants that face-to-face interaction, but they will show it with their vote.
Yeah. They've seen enough crazy videos of men screaming at people for not calling them by their preferred pronouns.
Yeah, if you had the "it's ma'am" motherfucker in your face, would you be like, "It's sir"? like would you would you really test that motherfucker, or would you just be
I'd
like,
laugh my ass off.
Most people, especially women, are gonna be scared because the man screaming at them,
right?
And they're gonna be like, "Sure, it's ma'am. Here's your fucking shit. Just leave me alone." Because that's a safety thing for them, but they're gonna vote against it because they know that it's fucking wrong.
Vote against it.
They did 100%. All of the uneducated white women.
Oh yes.
Thank God they voted against you. I was so damn nervous. It's funny. Like I was saying for so long about Kamala, I'm like, I think she could be objectively strong. Don't underestimate her. I overestimated the bitch. I thought she would at least be a good actress and put on a big phony act. That's another thing that's very that makes me feel very optimistic in this election is people are a lot less stupid than I thought they were. I thought all she had to do was put on a big phony smile, and people love phony bullshit, and that people would fall for it, and they didn't.
The only time I thought she might have had the tiniest bit of pull in her party is when
she's had pull.
is when she debated Trump, because she did seem a tiny bit stronger in the debate against Trump. But every time you heard her speak, every time you heard her speak outside of that, the whole thing was, "It's your fault, Trump. This is all your fault." But that's the only time she had any strength to her speech. Every other time, it was some weak ass bullshit where she just laughed it off, and then she left. She never said what she was gonna do.
Never answered any questions.
She
directly.
never answered any questions. And when I specifically remember, because I would be like, okay, what would pull me to her over Donald Trump? Because I never really wanted to vote for Trump. So give me any fucking reason, dude. And she just fucking couldn't. She couldn't answer anything different. She couldn't give a single stance. And when she was asked about the border situation, she said, "It was 4 times worse. We cut that number down by 4," which to me says, holy shit, dude, there was 4 times more people than that fucking coming to the border. If that's true, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy if you cut it down that much.
Well, and they've had to backtrack on the border because Trump has been proven right about everything he was saying years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And they can disguise it in whatever language they want. Actions speak louder than words. What they want is open borders.
Yeah, I remember they used to bitch when Trump was in office. They would bitch about him, like putting them in cages and building the wall. They used to trash him all the time about building the wall and how look how things have changed.
Everyone wants a wall now. Send in the wall.
And the numbers on the wall with how little it costs relative to what we spend on illegal immigration. Even if the wall only cut it down slightly, 25% even, it pays for itself 1,000 times over.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a logical thing if we have this many people coming in illegally.
Like, who's paying for that?
Well, we're paying currently. We're currently paying for them to come in, and they get their free food and their credit cards and all this, and we're paying for that. If we just put that money towards the wall, we'd be way better off.
Yeah, but we're putting that towards. We don't even know who these people are. They could be like rapists. They could be murderers. Some of them could be good people. But when they say that, crime is illegal immigrants commit less crime, and it's like, okay, but if you have this many people, there are going to be people within that group that are going to be evil people that are going to commit crime. Now you're letting these people in that should have never been let in. So this is crime that would have never happened.
Isn't it also a crime to illegally enter the United States? So we just couldn't forget about that.
Right?
Well, and these people give it away because they want open borders, not for them, but for you. They wouldn't leave their doors open at night. You saw that when DeSantis sent all the illegals to Martha's Vineyard. They're like, not here. Open borders for you, not for me. Hey, Ramiro, glad you're here. Sorry, somebody sent me a video they wanted us to watch, and I clicked away, and now I can't find it. I think it was, have you seen these videos of these fucking Looney Tune childless cat moms explaining the election results to their children?
Oh no!
They're
trying to find it again.
Crying.
I saw the teacher that got fired for yelling on TikTok or whatever about
that was insane.
She's like, "If you're a Trump supporter, step to me so I know where you're coming from."
It is so nuts.
Who's not ready to fight? I don't understand.
When did teachers start talking about politics in school?
that wasn't even in school.
Like in
but,
high
but
school,
still, you
middle
should-
school, and shit. No, but they do.
That specific occurrence wasn't in school, but you know that like that teacher is obviously portraying that in the classroom.
Yeah, well, that one kid got kicked out of the classroom for wearing a Trump hat,
Yep.
a MAGA hat.
Yep. You hear.
It's like,
you
I
hear
can't
so
even deal
much.
with this right now. It's like, you're a fucking adult.
No, they're not.
Really? A Trump hat is going to make
someone-
you break down?
Someone sent me this one. They wanted. By the way, if there's anything you guys want us to pull up, DM it to me on Twitter. Let me grab this one. I have not seen this, I don't think. Wait, where'd it go? Sorry, my shit keeps disappearing. Here it is. Where'd it go? There it is. Got it. All right.
Let me make this so clear. If you are one of the people that voted for Donald Trump, get the fuck off my page. If we are friends or we were friends
Bye.
up until this point, I never want to speak to you again. I never want to see you again. I am not one of those fuckers that's going to say,
So
oh, well, you know, I don't let politics get in
I'll
the
see
way
you
of
to
my
say
relationship."
goodbye.
I absolutely let them get in the way of my relationships. If you had the balls to vote against human rights in favor of your fucking pocket, I need you to get the fuck up out of my life. There is no way I can sit here and in good faith believe that you are a good fucking person. Because that told me everything I needed to know about you. There is no way we can have a relationship because you are not going to understand the grief. You are
The grief.
too
These
blind
drama
by your
queens.
own bullshit to understand why this is a loss for so many people. Why so many people woke up today with desperation,
Crying,
grief,
dude. Like
anger. You
Oh,
just
Jesus
cannot
Christ.
comprehend that. And if you don't have basic fucking empathy,
Empathy.
I
That's another one. That's
fuck
another one.
that.
Basic empathy. That's
Fuck
another one they
that.
love.
I'm so sick of them like making you be nice to them, or else their feelings are gonna be hurt. They're gonna cry, and it's like people have been through really horrible shit, and they don't act half as much of an
Mhm.
asshole as that person did.
I mean, what right are you mad about losing? The fact that you can't use the bathroom in Ohio right now? Like,
Was he a trans?
I
have
think it
no
was a
idea.
I think
female
I
to
got
male.
some slight transy
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
Possible.
But like, I mean, what is that? What right you're losing? I mean, that's the only one that I know that's being contested right now. You're not a minor. You're not having to fight for puberty blockers because you feel like that's what you need. So what are you losing? I'm just so curious.
His
as
right to have an abortion.
Why you're crying over this?
Yeah, if there are no transy vibes, then what? That you're an illegal? I don't know. Like, what are you sad about? It's so funny, by the way, too, seeing all these liberals that are like, Latinos, you're gonna be deported. Like, they really think all Latinos are
Like, talk about
illegal
racist,
aliens,
right?
Yeah.
Talk about fucking racist.
Oh, your grandmother's gonna be deported too. Da da da. My family's Puerto Rican. I'm not going anywhere. Like just because they're so crazy with that shit too. They're like, your family's gonna go. And most of these people, like the reason that Hispanics voted more for Trump is because even the people who had to fight to get here, who worked to get here, had to work to get here.
And
they're not
too.
gonna,
If someone
they're
was
not gonna
crossing
let
in
someone
line.
just walk their fucking way into the country after they worked and studied and had to take a fucking test to prove that they loved America enough to want to be a citizen, because that's what it takes to become a citizen, and that's what it should take to become a citizen. It shouldn't just be walk in, congrats, you're in America, welcome to America, you American, you.
They're cutting in line. That's what pisses them off.
They're cutting in line and they're skipping the work.
Exactly. I'd be fucking pissed too.
Yeah.
I am pissed. I'm pissed for that.
Kat sent me this video. She wants to see. Let's see. What is this? Joe Biden my way. Oh boy.
And now the end is near. And so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
You did it, yeah. Oh, you do it the best.
A life that's full I traveled each and every highway and more.
Whoopsie daisy.
Much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets.
Oh my God.
I've had a few.
He so voted for Trump.
But then again,
he wanted to be the only president to be Trump.
To mention,
He really did.
I did what I had to do.
All his puppet masters there.
Saw it through.
You could almost see the strings.
Without exemption, I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway.
Oh, shit.
More,
poor bastard.
Much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times.
Oh my God.
I'm sure you knew.
Get your ass out the door,
when
bitch.
I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt,
ice cream,
I and spit it out. I reached it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
I love seeing it because it makes you remember he is on his way out. Yes, B. 62 days.
He's been on his way out. His brain's gone. His body's there. So
it's kind of there.
His body's definitely there. I don't know where any of the soul or brain function is, but it's there.
And I love how we're supposed to just pretend that they didn't gaslight everyone the last 4 or 5 years. That he's totally fine.
He's the best he's ever been. You know, he's in the best physical shape of his life.
Sharp as a tack.
He might as well be RFK doing backflips, man. Like
it's so great. I'm so glad. Can you imagine if we had to hear that cackle of hers for 4 years?
Oh Jesus! There'd be more kids at the White House.
Yes,
way more.
There would be nippleless scars and stumps at the White House if they got 4 more years.
Would have a weekly
dildos.
Yeah, so it's
weekly special. Dylan.
Yeah,
oh, great!
yeah.
Dylan singing every week.
Yeah.
So have you guys made plans for the gay camps yet that Trump is going to send us to?
I'm putting up banners.
I just hope it's somewhere sunny.
Yes, Florida. I won't have to go far. I hope. I know they're not real, but I kind of wish they were.
Isn't gay camp what every queer kid wanted? Actually, though.
Yeah, right. Be like, you finally got the camps you asked for.
I went to Jesus camp. Gay camp sounds like a better time.
Really?
I did.
Sorry, my camera's delayed. There. Oh my God, was it have you seen the movie Jesus Camp?
Yes, it is insane.
It was definitely a weird one. I haven't seen the movie, but
you haven't seen the documentary?
It's a documentary.
Wild.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it was definitely a lot of crying and praying and
it is a lot of crying.
There was a lot of we had mass 7 times a day. It was every time we'd go in the church and they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna cry just for 10 minutes while praying, and then we're gonna go back and get you guys on the snowboard."
Why cry?
I don't know. They just really wanted to fuck with your emotions. We were all 12 and just
it didn't work though. It didn't work.
My gayness, and for a week I was like, I'm not gay, and then a month later I was like, I think I'm a lesbian.
I think I like vagina a lot.
Yeah,
it didn't work though. If it worked, I would be shit. I wish someone sent me there so I don't have to deal with these fucking gays.
It didn't work. It was in the winter. It wasn't really a fun camp experience. But it was a lot of crying and I wouldn't say it made me a better person, but I have experience.
That's amazing. One sec. I have a video coming from Emo Trash. Thank you, Emo Trash. Let me see 1 second. Sorry, I suck at this. Here it is.
My
ended and is making his way down the helicopter stairs. We know his history with stairs, and this could be a disaster. Stand by. Eagle has made it down the stairs. He was a little wobbly at the end, but he made it. Eagle appears to be very disoriented today. We're going to need to do like last time and point out exactly where we need him to go. Secret Service team, prepare to point. Hold that point. Perfect. No way he could miss that. Eagle will be turning in 5. 2. He missed his mark. He missed his mark. Eagle is wandering. Dear lady or small child of some sort with nice smelling hair to get the eagle back on track. And we've lost visual.
That's amazing.
Okay, I guess I see why people watch TikTok.
Okay, I guess I see why people watch TikTok. Oh, wait, here we said somebody an unhinged trans. Love the unhinged transes.
Oh my gosh, they're all unhinged.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. I saw this one today.
Mm-hmm.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, I hope that one day I do find you in that woman's bathroom and I grab your ratty looking fucking hair and drag your face to the floor while I repeatedly bash it in until the blood's everywhere and you're dead. Oh. Thank you. I hope that Nancy Mace receives this message well.
And we're supposed to be good with this.
She received it loud and clear.
We're supposed to be so good with this in our bathroom, right? That you're totally defending why you want to come into our bathroom. And we should be so cool with you wanting to beat us up. Fucking A, man.
It's just so ladylike. It's so true what you said. That male anger comes out.
Mm-hmm. What country was that one video in? We watched this one video. It was probably a year ago now, but a trans-identifying man walks into a woman's bathroom, and there's 2 women dragging this fucker out by his hair, just fucking
kicking his ass.
Yeah.
It was 2 black women.
Yeah, we need those women in our country.
Does TikTok monetize? Not me, but other people apparently.
Yeah,
I've been banned from there like 1,000 times. Even when I think I'm not saying anything that bad, my videos all get taken down from there.
Yeah, it's a very
We've had good
liberal
luck
app
with TikTok lately as far as taking our videos down. Every time they take one down, I like appeal it, and they're like shit. But then nobody sees it because
shadow ban.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you click that it posted on other sites with no problem, because we post all of our shorts on YouTube, and then they go to TikTok, and YouTube doesn't take them down, but TikTok likes to be a little bitch. Yeah, so they usually reinstate them though. I think they're realizing conservatives are more in number at this point, so they might as well leave them up.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see TikTok? You guys made me think of that. So apparently it's not for some people, because I saw this old man who was trying to be all folksy, and I hate when they do the syrupy emotional manipulation sort of talk. But he was claiming he got thousands from some video he did. Did you see that though, where he was like, Trump voters, are you happy now? Did you guys see that one?
I don't know.
Let me try to find it. Oh, I love it. Like they think they're gonna shame us. I'm like, I am so freaking happy.
Some voters are like smiling ear to ear. I don't know if you watch Gutfeld, but he's like the happiest little shit these days.
Oh, I was dancing around the house. They're like, gay people are afraid right now. I'm like, I am. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall on my ass while dancing in victory.
What did you say? 1 out of every 5 gay people in the LGBT, 1 out of every 5 voted for Trump. So that's.
I think it's more. I don't buy those numbers. It was 29% in 2020. I don't believe it went down, because especially they don't really poll this question, and when they do, it was only an exit poll, and they asked LGBT. So those are all the spicy straights.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We are all doing the Trump dance now. I'm so happy.
Jerking off 2 men at once. That's what Bill Maher says.
Did you see that compilation of all the football players and shit? They were all doing the Trump dance.
Yep.
I love
John
it.
UFC.
I think people really are becoming less afraid to stand up to it. Oh, I found this old man. Oh, I like, not to sound like them, but he has a very punchable face. As soon as they start with the syrupy emotional talk,
It loses you.
Oh, I love it.
Let me ask you,
Are you happy now?
Yes.
You have control of the Supreme Court. Donald Trump's your new president. You now have the House of Representatives and the Senate, all branches of government under your control. Are you happy?
Extremely.
Are you finally happy?
Very much so.
You've been promised the last 10 years you were going to take America back again.
And we did.
That you were going to rule America. Well, you've won. You won it all. Are you happy?
Very.
Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Are you dancing? Are you rejoicing? Does it make you feel good?
Very.
That about 90% of all the black folks here in the country feel like their civil rights are in danger.
The black folks.
What?
You happy?
Which rights?
Does it make you happy that all gay and lesbian and trans people,
all of them,
feel threatened?
All of them. All of them.
Threatened.
Oh yeah.
All of them.
Again, they're
All of them.
speaking. They're speaking for a party he has no fucking affiliation with, but they're putting the trans, the gay, the lesbians all in this one big group because they really think that we all belong together.
Can he even identify what a gay
don't.
man and a lesbian is?
No, because those words mean nothing anymore. There's no gay, there's no lesbian,
There's no man, there's no woman.
There's just ambiguous feelings for people that you're supposed to have.
Mm-hmm. And yes, I am happy.
Yeah, it's a happy time. It's a good time to be alive.
Are you happy that the same people, thousands, that built hanging gallows on the steps,
thousands,
of the Capitol, shattered windows, killed people?
No one
are now
killed
back in
people
the highest seats of government,
except the cops.
That's what you want? Are you happy?
Yes.
We have the person that Donald Trump wants to appoint as the head of the Justice Department of the United States of America, who's been under investigation
and was
for
cleared,
having sex with minors,
and was cleared because there was no evidence.
Are you happy?
They don't mention that.
That's what you want for the country.
Very happy.
You have a Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, who's going to be the head of Obamacare and HHS and the CDC, that believes that vaccines and medicines that have saved millions of lives are wackadoodle and kooky.
But
they don't believe it.
What you want?
He wants the choice of
And you
vaccination.
gather in your churches in the morning across the country, and you sing about victory in Jesus. And you've made almost half of the other side of the country want to vomit.
Tough
when they think about
titties.
coming into your churches and your place of worship, and the denigration that they see of the Christ that has been done.
Yeah, right. That's so true.
More and more conservatives aren't even Christian. They're
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
They are agnostic.
They think this is still like 2004, and then politics stayed exactly like that, and this is still, you know.
And you saw who RFK is replacing, right? That thing.
Yes. That face is a fucking jump scare.
Oh fuck yeah.
It's not even kind of concerning to me, the things he's mentioned, and it shouldn't be concerning. It's this fear mongering bullshit they do that has people the day after the election being, I'm gonna wake up a slave.
Shave my head.
Oh, did you see that? The bitch who thought she's gonna be a slave.
It's like and like I want to like laugh, but at the same time, like these people have been brainwashed into truly believing that, and it's so sad. It's so sad that you really believe that this is a country where we could turn you into a slave. You really believe that? You really like go to sleep with that thought in your head at night because they told you it. That's crazy.
The media has broken people's brains in this country. It is insane.
My sister is half black. My family is a muddled mess. And let me tell you, she knows she's not going to be a fucking slave. I know as someone who's Hispanic, I'm not getting deported. I know these things and I have such security in it because that's not fucking America. That's
you're Latinx.
Yeah, Latinx. Fucking ignorant. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. People who are ethnic people are more conservative than you would imagine. Be it black, be it Hispanic, be it Indian. They are more conservative because what they're seeing is crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not religious, conservative though.
Yeah.
Be happy.
We are.
So happy.
We're very happy. Thank you for asking. We are splendid.
Yes.
Oh yeah, did you see this? The Morning Joe people went and visited literally Hitler. It's so funny how suddenly he's not literally Hitler. You'd think if we elected literally Hitler, there would be some apprehension there.
Yeah,
they drive me crazy.
Oh, I can't stand
They were
them.
doing the fear
There
mongering.
are more home wreckers too. I think
yeah.
he had a wife. Didn't he have like a dead body in his office too? That I think he had some gumad and she ended up dead or something. I'm fuzzy on the details.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
There was something. Chat, let me know. I bet you guys know. But yeah, some bitch ended up dead when he was a congressman. But yeah, now they're going and meeting with literally Hitler.
Oh yeah,
called us wackadoodles.
I'm so sick of these people. It is so. See, I'm a bitch on wheels. I'm not like a nice person, so I totally agree in theory that like, oh, I feel sorry for them and all that, but I'm thrilled.
You can't feel sorry that someone's so stupid, like that they believe anything they're told. But it's a shame that we have a society where people want to manipulate and control you to change you to their narrative, when and the fear mongering is really the saddest and scariest part. It's not happening. You want to say other shit's not happening? This isn't happening, but you don't want to fucking hear that. You show me one state that's trying to legalize slavery. You show me one motherfucker, please, because I can't believe that that's happening.
Oh, apparently that bitch on The View was forced to read a legal disclaimer when she was trying to smear Matt Gaetz. Did you see this?
No.
That's great.
What was that?
Oh, Sonny.
How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal
Oh,
note. Thank you,
Jay.
Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, claiming the claims, quote, invented.
This is a hostage
and saying
video.
in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism.
You can't tell, but
The
she's
DOJ
blinking SOS.
investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
She looks so pissed.
How could you nominate someone?
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
yeah, because
child trafficking. The child trafficking, yeah.
Yeah, because they have Whoopi saying that racism is why she can't have cupcakes, and then they have Sonny over there saying that everything is misogyny and racism.
Yep.
Broke these bitches.
Oh man, I think Sonny's the worst.
I can't believe people still
She's
watch
pretty
this
bad.
shit. It's crazy.
I can't stand the ones who, like, at least if you're going to be a leftist, own it. But I can't stand these ones like, what's her name? The fat one. I think she went on Ozempic, so she's not the fat one anymore. But it was like, oh, well, I'm a Republican, but...
Oh, that lady. Yeah.
What's her? I forget her name, but yeah, she's horrible.
The one who's like, all my Republican friends?
Yeah.
And she's like, all my Republican friends. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I want to know who her Republican friends are. Well, since we were talking about the transes, have you guys seen the video of the trans going into the women's bathroom and filming?
I've seen quite a few videos.
I mean, we've
like
seen
that.
a few, but there's a new one.
Oh, yes. I will pull it up in 1 second. But before I do, let's have a very quick word from our sponsors.
It's time for my grifting. Give me all your money. Don't just be a drifter. Help me be a grifter.
Fuck you, pay me.
So if you guys like the channel, help me grift hard. Join my locals, my Patreon, become a channel member, send in your super chats. Where can people support you guys?
They can support us on YouTube, the panic button, and our email. You know the email.
The panic button podcast at gmail.com. It's so hard. I hope you can understand.
And we're also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Nina does the Twitter. So if you're ever talking on Twitter, it's to Nina.
That's me.
I don't know why I use this YouTube Studio app that it never saves the description on these, so I will update it once we're done. So if you're watching this after, all their links will be below, but otherwise follow them on mine because they are awesome.
Thank you.
Let me pull this bitch up.
Did you see that? He was insane. Ew, why the fuck did you just kick my camera? I had it under my fucking phone. No, I didn't have it under your fucking stall at all. You just kicked it on my fucking dick. Literally my fucking dick. That's what dick.
This is a women's
Did
bathroom.
you really want to fucking show my dick? That's what you wanted? I have a fucking dick, bitch. The fuck? Literally, a fucking dick. You literally showed my fucking dick, you fucking bitch. You just fucking showed my dick. That's not fucking funny. At all. And you fucking expect me to show my fucking hand. Like, ew, you fucking bitch. Ew, you're fucking gross. Exactly. Why the fuck did that bitch show my dick in the camera?
Someone needs to slap him good and hard.
I'm actually speechless.
Why are you filming in the fucking bathroom, you freak?
Like, most of them are mentally unwell, but this one needs to be institutionalized.
My deck. Literally, my deck.
My dock.
I literally have a deck.
Like, Jesus
Why do I
Christ.
show my dock?
That phone was fucking straight up in that stall. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Why are you putting your phone in? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, this is so true. You think this will promote trans acceptance or nah?
Yeah, you totally you're winning your bathroom fight right now by screaming my deck. Jesus Christ.
I think that's gonna be my new theme song on the show, my deck. Somebody has to do like a music cover of that.
They need that song from earlier, but then you crop in my deck.
But yeah, it's so crazy. You know, like really the only people basically that are transsexuals who speak up against this are the ones who are more right wing. But you know, you want to be a leftist, be a leftist, but they should be the ones speaking up against this shit because you know it's only going to affect you bitches.
You need someone coming out and being like, we do not condone this. This is not what transsexual people do.
And they never will.
There's no one coming out and saying that. And so we're
where are all the LGBT groups condemning shit like this?
Yeah. Where are the
they
cops?
support it.
Where's anyone in that situation for you to have a little bit of protection from the person screaming in the bathroom stall?
So the LGBTQ is
all queer and trans. I hate
it. Here's another one.
Pardon.
Motherfucker. He's the reason why her and I always go out carrying weapons. Anytime we go out, we have weapons on us because they're allowing men into our fucking spaces. We have to be protected.
If I see a fucker like this, I'm leaving my groceries and walking out of the store. Like, I'm not fucking staying there.
You know who he looks like? Did you ever see Matilda? He looks like the fucking Trunchbull.
Trunchbull?
Yeah, except she was a woman.
Yeah. She looks way better.
A man version. Why is he screaming about his dick? Just like all the ladies do.
Yeah. Oh my god. You shoved it in my deck. Where's your dick on the floor? Like, I don't understand what the fuck is even happening here. It was on the ground. What hit your dick? I don't understand.
I think she's just put out of it.
Neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years.
Why.
Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman. I've always been known as Kaylee. I've always used she, her pronouns. I've been having some stomach issues because of Trulicity, and I had to use the bathroom.
We're having stomach issues watching you.
And it's the only place that I feel safe using the women's bathroom. Well, I got done and got out.
But what about them feelings? Like, it is such narcissism that it's always about them feeling safe. What about the safety that women feel?
We don't want them blowing up our bathrooms.
He literally just wants women to have to smell his shit. Like, I don't know what else he wants besides just sitting there. He's like, it's the only women's bathroom I felt comfortable exposing you to my fucking odors. Like, it's disgusting.
And it's like they want people to know. Like, there was a reason that last guy said 1,000 times my back. Like
Yeah,
he
'cause
wanted
they
her to
want you to
fucking
know.
know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you are absolutely being you're transphobic because you're fucking with me in my space. That's 100% how they feel, and it's crazy.
This guy looks like if you touched him, he'd be sticky.
He looks like if mold
he
was
looks
a
like
person.
he smells just a little.
If mold was a person, this is it.
Yes.
He's
Crusty.
He's the Mucinex guy.
Yes. Yes.
Was talking to another neighbor and started pointing out the sign. I knew exactly what she was talking about because there's a big old woman sign. And I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, yeah, you're using the woman's restroom. You're a man. And I said, I'm a trans woman. She's like, no, you're a man. And she kept saying that over and over. And then she kept saying, you're not a she, you're a he. You shouldn't be using it. You were born a man. And just over and over. And honestly, I just lost it. It just lost it. I just started screaming and swearing. I just couldn't handle it. This is my home. This is my safe place. I should be able to use the restroom. The apartment manager knows I'm trans. Everyone knows my name is Kaylee. And then my group of friends, I thought my friends were all starting to yell at me saying I escalated and because she had 2 kids. I didn't even see the kids. They were there and I just lost it. Fight, flight, or freeze. And I fought. You don't know what it's like to be a trans person. And then my one friend started yelling at me. And none of them stood up for me.
Did you just say
me that I was the one that was at fault.
You're an Italian.
When none of them stood up to me when this person kept calling me he, she, he, man, like triggering and awful. Like I deal with enough on here. Like my apartment should be a safe place. There's nothing safe for a trans person. There is nothing safe for a trans person.
He's
This
the
is
Mucinex
life.
guy crying because he got
It
evicted
sucks.
from
And
the
even
house.
when you have your friends who don't have your back. And then my one friend Annette just starts screaming at me, and I'm like, start screaming back at her. I'm done. These are fair weather friends. These are not the friends that I need, want, and deserve. And if I can't find it here, I will find it elsewhere. So I don't know. I'm so fucking triggered and feeling so awful. Like, I just want to die. It fucking sucks. Here's
the
what
window.
the men's and women's room. So they're single-use bathrooms. So you can see there's the men's. Here's the women's.
Why the fuck why is he filming? Like, what is this? Is a flex. This is a trans flex.
See, I'm gonna do it again because I can.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah.
I don't think they quite comprehend just exactly how over it most people are.
They have no idea. I think.
don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but you know that man was in slow classes. Like, you know. and
I was in slow classes.
100%.
Yeah, but like he needed to be in slow classes. Like
I should have been in slow classes.
But like and that's what's so like off-putting is he's surrounded by people who are saying, yo, dude,
you're making us look bad.
Fucking dial it back down. It's not that important.
Mm-hmm.
And this person who clearly doesn't have the it's the Cartman.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the mental capacity to understand that, oh my God, I'm an asshole. Like there's no self-evaluation whatsoever.
Right? They don't even have the courtesy nowadays to put on a Party City wig.
No,
they don't need to because
Put
words
on
have
some
lost all
goddamn
meaning.
eyeliner or something. Like goddamn anything.
They don't have to. They just have
Yeah,
to
I
say,
look more
am
fucking
woman.
trans than he does.
Oh my God. I've had experiences where I walk into somewhere and I'm like, if you said someone was trans, you'd think it was me because these motherfuckers don't look trans. And I look like a fucking little boy in a flannel.
You do not. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Both
but
are.
The point is, like, if you were to walk in, it's so confusing because they don't actually look trans. They don't actually look like they're trying to present the other gender.
They look like creepy guys that you don't want in your space. They just look like creepy dudes.
Creepy guys or girls who just obviously want to wear baggy clothing. Like, it's not like wear baggy clothing. You don't have to say you're a dude. Or like this dude, just go have your shits in the men's bathroom.
Or in
just
the
do
handicap
it.
stall.
The handicap, that would be the most accurate one, I think.
I think it does be the handicap.
I so agree with this because there are a lot of people who, which is obviously a big component of it, that talk about the women that enable this stuff with the trans kids and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but let's not forget the men also, because it should be men confronting these bastards. It should be fathers standing up for the kids, which happens sometimes, but not enough. I just saw a video the other day of this big gym bro with his little trans kid waving the trans flag. I'm like, you
so
fucking ballless fucks.
It's so gross. I don't know that it's the feminization of men. I swear. They're doing this on purpose.
The thing about them attacking the women's spaces is because they know that real men aren't going to be there, because there's no actual man who's going to walk into the women's restroom that has the balls to stand up for women. That's why they go at those because women are vulnerable, and they know that, and they take advantage of the fact that they have power over these women, which is exactly what like I said with the GameStop thing, when someone's yelling at you, it's ma'am, or if someone's confronting you aggressively in your space,
like a man,
a woman's natural instinct is to back off and get away from danger. It's just what it is. And so they come into their spaces and they're like, see, nobody's fighting me, because if we fought you, we'd probably end up with a fucking broken fucking tooth, broken rib,
or dead.
We would be
raped,
unable. We need like 3 women to come at a fucking grown man.
Well, and especially when you see that they're so visibly unstable.
What woman wants to put herself in that situation to confront that man and put her body at risk because he's a fucking mental case?
Those 2 black women that beat the shit out of the guy.
Yeah, dude, we need those women in our country.
Hell yeah.
Yes. This is so true. I don't want to be in the men's room with that guy either. Yeah, let's just send him to the handicap stall. You know, if you ride the short bus, that's the bathroom you get. Well, we should probably wrap up in a few. If anyone feels so inclined, send in your super chats. You should join my locals. We've been watching season 1 of The Apprentice. We're gonna finish it this next week. I'm very excited. That is the greatest show ever, by the way. I'm gonna start doing videos on Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, I have a question for you. What's your favorite scary movie?
I love you so much, first of all. Second of all, okay. So my basic answer, it's going to sound like a basic answer. It's not a basic answer. It's a classic answer. The original Scream.
Oh.
What's yours? Are you a horror person?
I love Nev Camp. Yes. I am super.
You're Italian and a horror person? Oh my God. Yeah. I just became a lesbian.
Have you ever seen Spree? That's probably mine. Spree, it's got that Joe Kearney kid from Stranger Things.
Wait, sorry. What did you say?
It's called Spree. It's got that Joe Kearney kid from Stranger Things.
Oh, I did see that. It's like found footage, right?
It's the funniest fucking. Yeah, he's like a Uber driver and he's going through a murder spree. I love that fucking movie. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, the B horror movies I really do enjoy a lot. I'd say my favorite one maybe, I don't know. I have so many. I love The Conjuring. I really do love The Conjuring. I love the Screams. Scream 3, I think it was, with
Parker Posey.
Yes.
Oh, I love her so much.
She's so fucking funny in that movie.
She's amazing. Cabin in the Woods is kitties. I love if you want a good B horror movie from the 80s, I think one you would love is called Dolls.
Okay, I remember the cover of that, but I don't know if I've
it has an iconic cover, but that movie has everything you could ever want. It's got like 80s punk rock chicks, questionable toy makers, like a castle and a rainstorm. It's like everything you could ever want. That is the greatest movie.
And Nina's a big movie buff.
Yes.
Have you ever seen, it's more recent, this movie, The Mortuary Collection?
Yes.
I love those are my favorites, honestly. The anthology horrors. Yes. I love them so much.
That one, if you guys haven't seen The Mortuary Collection,
I've seen it.
It shows what happens when a man gets pregnant.
Yep.
And it ain't pretty. Yes! We got Dolls. Oh my God, that is the greatest movie. Have you guys seen The Terrifiers?
I only saw part of the first one and then I turned it off.
Oh, you got to watch 2. 2 is where it gets like next level awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
check it out.
Yeah, and you'll love the final girl from Terrifier 2. She's so epic.
Okay. We'll have to watch that then.
I'm trying to think I just saw Heretic recently. That was pretty good. The Hugh Grant one.
We watched that one.
Yeah, we did watch that. That wasn't bad. Though the ending, though, I wasn't really a fan of the ending.
They kept it kind of open, I thought.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Toni Collette. Toni Collette's my favorite.
That's Hereditary.
And wasn't she in the one with?
Yeah.
Wasn't she in Heretic?
Not Heretic. No, she was in Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Oh my God. No, what was the one we just watched with her in it? and the dude.
Juror number 2.
That's the one.
Oh,
Juror
I want to see that. Was it good?
Yeah, it was ambiguous at the end also.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just going to bring this up, Lindsay. So apparently I'm in the minority. Apparently me and my friend Greg are the only people who hated this movie. But have you guys seen The Substance?
I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of gross.
Thank you.
I didn't like her face on the back with her mouth open. It's just too gory. Too ugh. I don't know. I'm not really into
body horror.
This wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not either unless there's a point to it. I thought it could have been a nice like 20-minute Tales from the Crypt episode, but it was like 2.5 hours. And also I didn't get the point of it. It's like it's supposed to give you your younger self, but it's a separate person.
Right. I didn't understand where was she
the
the whole time that the younger her was out. Where was her mind? Was her mind in her? Like I couldn't figure it out.
Tim, you got to come back on soon when you bring me on so I can say, why do you like horror movies? You weird. No, I like horror movies because they are the essence of the meaning of life. That is about survival and resilience and defeating obstacles. Horror movies are the meaning of life.
Yeah, they just take me out of life. The most.
It's nice to get scared, but no, there's nothing scary. Like fear. Like, why do we like horror, like haunted houses? Because it seems scary, but it's not. You're fine.
Mm-hmm. What was that? I think it was David Cronenberg. What was that movie with the twins? Do you know what I'm talking about? They did a gender swapped remake of it that was a TV series recently, and I watched like an episode. I couldn't get through it.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think.
I think is it Dead Ringers? I think it's called. It's like Dead Ringers. It's from the 80s.
Oh, okay.
The movie was good, but yeah, they gender swapped it with some woman playing. Jeepers Creepers. I loved the original. I never saw the sequels, even though the director is a pedo. And this bitch, they fucking enabled him to he was in prison. He made a movie, like his first movie was with the kid that was his victim, and in the movie it's like he has the kid in his underwear the whole movie and zooming in on him, and I shut it off. And then all these big Hollywood filmmakers like Francis Ford Coppola and other people all supported him when he got out of prison to keep making movies for Disney.
Well, that's not surprising, Disney.
It's crazy how they just let that shit slide, though. Then was it Selma Hayek's husband makes weird sculptures of kids with penises?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever looked up that, but Selma Hayek's husband.
That was during the Balenciaga, I think it was.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
I've heard weird shit about him, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, he has statues of young kids, and their nose turns into a penis or something.
It's very fucking weird.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Oh, I love this movie. Did you guys see Late Night with the Devil?
We did.
Yes.
We did.
With the guy from Batman, the one with the Joker.
I don't think I saw him in it.
Batman, Joker,
Yeah, that's all of them.
Where Batman fights the Joker.
He was in the movie for a little bit. He played the psycho guy.
Oh, I have a recent movie you guys would love. Did you see Strange Darling?
I don't think so.
Oh, watch Strange Darling. Don't read anything. Go in blind. Watch Strange Darling. It is so good. It is so good.
Strange.
On that note, though, did you see Am I Racist? Have you watched it yet?
Yes, I finally did. It was amazing.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Matt Walsh has a way with those, man. Those interviews he does.
I don't know how the hell he gets them in the first place.
Well,
I think it would be
right.
harder.
He is.
I mean, I love the one scene where he's like, my name is Steve, and he comes back and they're like, is your name really Steve? Is it actually Steve? Fucking, he's funny as hell with that. Okay, because maybe I was wrong.
Strange Darling sucked. Are you crazy, James? It was amazing. You guys would like it. Don't listen to him. Yeah, I loved the Jessica Lange years of American Horror Story.
Unlike the last season they did with the spiders and the pregnant bitch.
Oh, I couldn't. I don't know how the hell I made it through it. It was the
we
worst
watched
shit.
it, but what was the point?
I don't know.
That's every season lately. What's the point? They did an AIDS season. That's the one I've never watched, but they have a season that's basically American Horror Story AIDS.
Is our camera being choppy right now?
I think it's probably getting hot.
It's getting hot. Yeah, our camera overheats.
Well, I should probably wrap up. I don't want to keep you guys all night. Oh yeah, Long Legs was really good. I liked Long Legs.
Mommy.
Oh.
Yeah. We watched that one too. But we watched
I didn't know that was Nick Cage at first.
We watched a fucking
I was so mind blown.
Cam version first, so we had no idea it was Nick Cage the whole time. At the end, I was like half asleep. I looked at her, I was like, is that fucking Nick Cage?
That's awesome. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't seen The Green Inferno, it's basically leftism meets reality.
Is that where they lock them in a basement or something?
It's
no, it's these.
He's being taken prisoner and eaten by cannibals in the Amazon.
Okay. Yes, I did see that. And that was fucking weird.
So
that was a
good.
weird movie.
It's so satisfying. Well, I'm gonna probably after the stream try attempt number 2.5. I tried watching it earlier today, made it 5 minutes, so I'm gonna attempt number 3, I guess, to watch the Trans musical.
Good luck. With a song like that, how could you walk away?
It's apparently a whole friggin' musical number 2.
Oh Jesus.
Well, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here. You got to come back on soon.
Oh,
Thank you for inviting
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and where can people find you?
We are
YouTube?
YouTube Panic Button Podcast. You can find us at the Panic Button on Twitter. You can email us at the Panic Button Podcast at gmail.com.
We're also on TikTok.
Nina
Instagram.
does music also with Nina B. You can find that on YouTube and Spotify.
I watched your music videos today. They're really good. You guys check out her music.
She does them all herself, and they're always interesting.
I love it. Well, subscribe to them. I'm gonna, as soon as we're off, update things so all their links will be below. I will be back on Sunday, I think. I have the squad from Nina Infinity's show Toxic Femininity coming on. Also, exciting news, I've been asked to be a permanent host on that show on Midnight's Edge, so you can find me there on Mondays. It is I got to introduce you guys because y'all would like each other, but it is just the most fun show to go on. I was on last night.
What is it called again?
Toxic Femininity. They cover like movies and pop culture and stuff.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Make sure to check it out.
Yeah, it's on. So subscribe to Midnight's Edge and Nina Infinity. And I'll be doing videos on Wicked and the Trans musical, unfortunately.
Good luck. We post 3 times a week, so
3 or 4. Yeah.
Definitely check us out. We're all over the place. Twitter, TikTok, X, whatever.
All that.
Yeah.
You guys are on top of shit. I gotta get like y'all. See, lesbians get you. See, I would totally vote for a lesbian president because lesbians get shit done.
They do. They definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love you guys. I love you, chat fam. Thank you for being here. I will see you this week. Bye, y'all.
Wonderful. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.